record on your end. Well,
Okay, I'm recording and I'm going to share my screen. And can you see my screen?
I can, yes.
Okay. Well, good evening, folks. It's good to see each and every one of you. It's been about a month, and I know you're digging away at all of your work for 603 and for this coaching class. I want to just say a couple of things, reminders about your clinical work. I can't remember which one of you emailed me about some of the work that you were doing as class assignments for Dr. Sanders and for your 603, and you can use those things for your time in clinical coaching. For example, I know there's an assignment where you've got to go find your school safety plan or something like that and write a reflection on that. So, of course, anytime you are going in your school and doing things in your school, whether it's looking for different artifacts and reflecting on those, you can count all that. You cannot count the time that you're actually writing up the assignment, but you can count the time that you're doing some of those assignments as well.
Okay. And I
And
think one of them was an interview with an assistant principal or all of that counts.
yeah,
That counts.
along with the work that you're also doing
Right.
for your task two, NCPPA task two, and of course for your working with your individual teacher prepping for task three. So, wanted to just share that with you, and we're going to talk about when those clinical logs are due before we leave today. Also, I want you to go in sometime this week and check your grades for missing work. Some of you have some similarity or AI issues. And if you have either of those, we've emailed you. We're waiting on you to address that. Similarity is pretty easy to address because all you have to do is go back and either put things in quotations and add your correct citation or rewrite and summarize or paraphrase a little bit better so you're not doing patch writing. AI is a different story that is very hard to clear up. One of the things that we are finding the more we're doing AI and doing it through Turnitin, if you are using a MacBook, a Mac computer, you are going to hit high on AI. So I don't know. Some of you have hit high on AI every once in a while. And I don't know if you're just using a different computer, but you have to be on a PC when you're working with Turnitin because a the way it's explained to me, and I had a discussion with Dr. Lamb yesterday, the AI tools on a MacBook are built in. You cannot disable them, but you can on PCs. But you have to go in and disable them. If you're using one that you're carrying back and forth from school to work, every time you open that up at school, it's probably putting it back on there. So you need to check. Number one, make sure you're not using a MacBook to upload and do your work in and upload to Turnitin. And number two, make sure Grammarly is off, Gemini is off, any of those AI, Microsoft Copilot is disabled, all those things, or it is infecting your work with AI. Any questions on that? Now, if,
Dr. Evans, can I ask
yes,
a question about the grade book?
sure.
Because I don't have anything to resubmit for the AI stuff, but it shows up as like missing and a zero in the grade book since it's
O-
assigned to everyone.
Okay,
Do we have to worry about that or?
okay. Katie, thank you for bringing that up. I did have to make some extra drop boxes for people who were redoing and revising and returning. And you don't have to worry about that. It's going to tell you got a zero, but you not. You got your grade in the original drop box. Turn it in. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is likely our last meeting together as a class. And so we've got a lot to run through. Want to share some due dates with you. This week coming up, you need to be working on your um, peer review artifact 2. For artifact 2 is due 4/14. And then you need to immediately start looking at your peer review for artifact 3. Now you're assigned in teams, and so you just decide who's going to look at whose and give feedback. For artifact 1, the feedback was outstanding. So again, you've got them coming just 1 week after the other. Go ahead and get to work on that. And then your last peer review, number 4, is about your commentary and just looking over at each other's category documents. So I'm going to pull up the first one. We'll look at artifact 2, and again, this is just a confidentiality check. Artifact 2, you have to have 2,500 words, no more than, and no more than 5 single-spaced pages. And now this is for task 2, where you are describing your work with the group over time. You are going to talk about, and you've done this earlier, how you secured and scheduled meeting times, etc., etc. How you differentiated support for teachers over time. Again, you're talking about that narratively. An explanation of how you engage teachers. And there are the 3 things you must make sure are in your narrative. A description of the group learning norms. You set that back in your organizational meeting. But now you're at the point where you can talk about how those norms work to sustain and support your members working together. A brief explanation of the nature of the group's learning and how the learning was structured, and it includes all of these things. Evidence of what teachers have learned individually and collectively and how it connects to the focus area. And I'm not going to read the rest of them. A description of how you supported individuals within the group over time and the different types of support. You may have, for example, for a couple of teachers in that group, you may have asked the instructional coach to go in and model. Or you may have asked, if you're working with English language learners, you may have asked the English language learner support person to do a demonstration for a couple teachers, whatever. But you've got to show what kind of different supports either you did personally or that you set up for the coach to do, and how you differentiated that support depending on the individuals in your group and how successful you were. And then you get down to a summary of the work that the group did to foster learning in the focus area. You talk about the ideas that were discussed, the description of the new practices, etc. And then challenges and problems. And here are your category documents. Remember, for each category, you have one file. So everything that goes in category 1 is in one file, but clearly labeled like category 1.1. And it's also referenced in your narrative. And here are some things you probably should be building in to this second artifact. All right, and here is your strong example. Remember the disclaimer, while very similar, you may not use the same rubric, page, and word count. And you can see some of the headings as I'm scrolling through. You can read through this. And this again is one of your longer narratives. Now you have to have some kind of evidence of your group work. And so in your weekly um, reminders, I've been referring you back to some of the data that we discussed last semester and collecting some data. And then this is, of course, the scores rationale that they gave. All right, so you've got peer review two coming up, and it's due the 14th. Artifact 3, peer review for that is due the 21st. And then the last peer review is due the 24th. That's due to us. If you're in my class, you send them to me, and Dr. Stebbins, you send it to him. Now, you're going to have to meet with your person you're peer reviewing so you can get a schedule, because if it's due to me on the 14th, you're going to have it to your person, before then, so you can go through and do a very good peer review. Any questions on those 3 items?
And like Dr. Revis said, you've been doing a really, really great job on the peer reviews.
Oh, yes. Keep it up, because remember, hopefully if you give good feedback, you're going to get good feedback. That's kind of how it works. So it takes time to do good feedback. I'm going to go ahead and talk about task 3. And that by now, this week, you should be going through your second observation cycle, where you're doing a pre-observation, observation, and post-conference. Now, remember, all we're doing this semester is you are doing the work and saving everything. You videotape the entire class lesson. We will work on editing that video this summer. The same thing for your post conference. You're gonna edit all that this summer. All right. So I'm changing gears now. Any questions on where you should be with task 3? We do not believe that anybody is going to be ready to submit task 3 to NCPPA by the deadline, which is April the 30th. You've got to collect that evidence, do those videos, but we just do not believe that you're going to be ready, because we've got to do peer reviews. This will be the hardest task to upload, just because it has the technology with it. And we just feel
And
like
Dr.
we don't have
Revis,
time.
Dr. Stone said that for Gardner Webb, it's not an option.
Okay.
He said when we met with him, he said because of what has to be done, that is not an option.
I know at the beginning of the semester, some of you were asking about, could you go ahead and do it? Gardner Webb's not going to let you do it.
Well, I don't think you're going to be ready for it.
No, you're not going to be ready. Hey,
Jennifer?
Jennifer.
Hey there. So my question was, when I was in my post conference and I have my computer screen up, there's a tiny sticker on my laptop that says Brunswick County Schools. And if you zoom in on the video, you can see county schools, but Brunswick is blurry. I've not edited it all. I've asked 2 people, do you think this would get my video kicked out? But it's a 15-minute video, and I really don't want to have to do it again, but I also don't want to submit and then get an incomplete.
What you might could do, and I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to redact the name of that on that video, but
The only thing is it says in the NCPPA handbook is that it has to be unedited, 15 minutes. So I just wouldn't want them to see.
That would
I
be
don't know.
valuable information. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, can you pull it up and we'll look at it after class? Let me see what it looks like. Is that what you emailed me about or texted me about?
Oh no, there was a list of things, but we can talk.
Okay, all right. All right, we'll meet after this session. Okay,
Nicole,
Nicole?
So I know that we are doing 2 rounds. Are we for task 3? And I haven't read over the whole handbook yet. For task 3, are we going to be uploading 2 unedited 15 minutes for each of them? Or are we just covering our bases and making sure we have 2?
We're covering our bases and making sure that you have to. Don't
Okay.
worry about editing it right now. We'll do that this summer, okay?
Okay.
you're not going to do anything with those videos until the summer, is what Dr.
I'm
Revis
gonna
said.
be honest. I haven't done this cycle yet. I haven't started this cycle yet.
Okay.
Head count was due, but I know it's gonna get done before we get out of school.
Yeah.
I've done the cycle yet.
Now, when I say don't do anything with them, make sure they play, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, make sure they play, but don't worry about doing any editing. We'll do that this summer.
Right.
You're right. The handbook only says 1, but I'm here to tell you, even if we were going to finish it, I would do 2, just to make sure I had what I wanted.
Yes, ma'am.
Good question. All right. Any other things about NCPPA? All right, let's go on down and look at some other things. Your
That's true.
app, and this is Gardner Web work, is due to TaskStream on the 5th. And let me show you where you find it if I have sense enough to do this. In your internship shell, you scroll all the way down.
Okay, Dr. Revis,
Yes.
the Aptel, okay, the Aptel work goes to task stream.
Right. Goes to TaskStream.
Okay.
Yes. So here is your template. And let me download this and make it bigger, or I can maybe make it bigger on the screen. You put your name here. If it's in black, leave it. Assignment 1, these are the instructions. You insert your work for assignment 1 here. Okay? Assignment 2, leave the black, insert your work for assignment 2. And assignment 3, insert your work here. Oh, wait a minute. Leave the instructions and insert your work here. Okay? Now, when we did each individual assignments, we would have a reference list. So you take the references from all 3 assignments, put them in one comprehensive reference list with authors in alphabetical order. Same thing for appendices. Build one list of appendix entries in alphabetical order. And that's all you got to do.
And you've got all this work already.
You got
Or
all
you'll
the
have
work.
all this
You're just putting it in here. All right. Questions on that?
And you know where it goes in task stream, just like you did with the Apsel last semester.
Now, I think, Dr. Stedman, do we want them to turn it into us first? Because I think I made a Dropbox for it.
Okay, well, I may not have the Dropbox. Okay, yes, we'll do that then.
It's right here. It is.
Okay, and I may have it too. I don't know. I've got to go back and look. But
There's
if
your
not,
Dropbox.
you'll have one. Yes.
We'd like to see it, and we're just going to review it real quickly, make sure it's formatted correctly, and then we'll tell you to put it and turn it in, or if anything, revise anything. And you need to get that out of the way because you've done all the work for it. Let's get it out of the way. Oh, we got a lot of hands. Katie, Katie, we can't hear you.
Sorry. When we turn it in on task stream, which instructor do we select to like submit it to? Dr.
Okay.
Stone?
It's not us.
Or is
It's,
that lady
it,
from last
it
time?
would be, it would be Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
Or last time there was a Cindy
There's a
Mize.
lady.
That's Mazenon.
Okay, that's right, and it's not Cindy. It is. Go ahead and talk, and I'll tell you in a minute who it is. I got to think.
It's a female that we turned it into last
Okay,
time.
It's Dr. Anna Maraglia. Dr. Anna Maraglia will be for all of you.
Now be sure you let us look at it before you turn it in, okay? All right, Nicole.
For the when you say put it the references all together, I know that one of the assignments have the references there too. Do you want us to leave it with that assignment, but also copy and paste it and then compile all the references?
All your references come to at the end of the big document.
So take it out of the paper and then put it
Yes.
at the end and file it. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Same thing for all your appendix items.
And
Brandy.
Brandy?
For the appendices, we still gonna keep them all separate on one page. You know, like how we did the assignment where each appendix was on one page and then we had to
Yes,
go
each
to another
appendix
page, another
entry.
page.
Page, yes.
Yes. Each appendix entry goes on a separate page. You are correct.
But as one document.
Right. Jennifer.
My question just escaped me and it was so important. Oh, okay. So my first assignment, that feels like a year ago, assignment one.
Yeah.
So is this just to prove that we've done the work? Because there's so much. I was telling Rosalind, my peer reviewer, I was saying so much has changed since that first assignment and what I'm actually doing. Does that need to reflect what I'm doing now? Do I go? Okay.
Copy and paste it.
Okay.
Only thing you're doing differently is you're taking those references and appendices out of the individual assignments, putting them all together at the bottom. That's it. It's easy peasy. It's busy work, but you got to do it, okay? Brandy, did you have
Brandy, did you have another question? Okay.
All right. Now, let's look at some due dates. Your final log is going to be due on the 24th. Okay? And my student sent it to me because we are your clinical coaches. Dr. Stedman's student sent it to him. Don't put it in a task stream until we approve it. Now, on that log, let me again go to our content page. There's a drop box, final clinical log. That's where you turn it in to us.
Right. And remember, this is a combination of the mid-semester and your final. Your combined, it's all combined with your principal signature and with the date on there.
And I know that mid-semester you totaled your hours. I would take that out and just total them once at the bottom.
Right.
Okay, remember you got to have 200. And you got to get them in those categories.
Right.
Questions, Rosalind?
Dr. Revis, on that other document you were just on, it looks like the due date was up there twice for task stream. Like, could you go back to it so I can
Here.
No, it's the Google document. The weekly schedule.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Right here. Okay.
So
Oh,
it says do the task stream on April 5th and April 7th. So which one is due? When
okay.
is it due to
Oh,
you?
I'm sorry. The app tool for task stream is due to your clinical coach on the 5th.
Oh, okay. I was reading it wrong. I'm
Yeah, and
sorry.
that's fine. And then we'll turn it around quickly. Because I know you are going to do this without any flaws, but we just want to make sure. And then you will turn it around and put it in task stream, but wait for our go ahead, okay? Brandy?
And remember, once we approve, going back to your clinical logs, once your clinical logs have been approved, then whatever work you do after that, you can start collecting hours for the summer.
Does that clinical log need a cover page as well? No
No,
cover page?
no.
Just make
Okay.
sure you're in the template and
Yeah.
just have the first of the semester and just continue right on. Okay?
Okay. Langley?
Dr. Stedman, so where is the template at in our Blackboard?
Okay, I'll have to go, I'll go back and find it, and if it's not there, it should be there, but if it's not there, I don't know why it's not there, but
It doesn't look like Dr. Revis's, and I've clicked on all the
okay,
things. So.
well, it will be there. I will get it. And Dr. Rivers, that may be something that I have not gotten yet from you. Because did
Okay.
you do that from the very beginning?
The Absol template or the
You'll have what you need. In my class, you'll have everything that you need in
Langley,
there.
are you
Okay.
So
talking
it's
are
not
you
there.
are you talking
Okay.
about the Absol template, Aptal template, or the uh
The actual template.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
template. I just wanted to look at it while you were talking about it, and I
yeah,
can't find
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes, I just put that in there, Dr. Stedman.
Okay, I thought so. Okay.
Yeah. But we'll have it for you. Nicole?
Are we going to be meeting with you like we did last task to go over our task 2? I
Yes.
might have beat you to it first, Dr.
Yes, we're
Rivas.
going to do a readiness check like we did last semester. We will. All right, let's go back to our agenda. And again, there's your task 3 acceleration overview. I'm not going to go into it because what we've done is we have made every week a to-do list for you. And if you'll follow this to-do list, you're going to be fine. And I know that you had spring break either this week or last week or this coming week. So, there's one week in there that you're going to be off, but you just have to keep going with it. All right. Let's look at what else you have to do. In week 13, you've got to buckle down and get artifact, peer review for artifact 2 completed and turned into us by the 14th. All right. And we don't have another meeting. What you should be doing now with your community of practice is continuing working with your community of practice. You have got to decide with your community of practice how you're going to collect feedback from them. And I may have even put that up in week 9 and 10. Yeah, right here. You need to facilitate a discussion on feedback, data collection, support, and next steps. And these questions you have to have answered before you can do Artifact 2. All right. What types of data will be collected? That's student and teacher data. Okay. You've got to think about how you're going to collect feedback from your community of practice on your effectiveness as a leader. And if you will go to Artifact 3, I believe it is. We'll look. maybe 4. It may be on 4, where you've got to collect feedback and talk about that. Now, this is a self-reflection about your leadership standards. All right, right here. What feedback did you receive? Now, read through all of these these peer review forms. I took them right out of the handbook. It's just like a checklist for each artifact. And so be sure you read through them so you will know how you need to collect that. You can collect it through a survey, a focus group, all kinds of ways. But you got to make sure you're collecting enough information so you can write your narrative work. Any questions on that? All right. In week 14, you're going to focus on the category, commentary, and category documents aligned to your artifacts, and then get peer review 3 done for artifact 3. Continue working with your teacher, and this is where you're doing your conference. And then you'll have the last thing is your commentary and corresponding documents are due on the 24th. You also need to gather feedback from your teacher that you've worked with. I think that just needs to be feedback on your effectiveness, how that teacher viewed your effectiveness in working with her and improving student learning. All right. And week 16, excuse me, there isn't a week 18. In week 16 is when we're going to do our readiness a checklist, and we will post those. But here's just kind of a summary of all your due dates for NCPPA Task 2 and Task 3, all your due dates there. Your submission, you've got to submit to NCPPA Task 2 by April 30th, 5 p.m. Now, when you're coming to our readiness checks, and we'll put out a sign-up sheet. Do not come to my readiness checklist
Mine either.
and be over in words or pages. That's a waste of my time and your time. Okay? That's a simple thing. It's not simple, but it's a thing you need to correct. I should just be double checking that. And, just have everything. The thing I think that takes the most time is your category documents. Remember, for each category, it's one continuous document, one file. But make sure you label your different things so that a reviewer can look at your narrative and know where to go to find that evidence, that artifact.
And Dr. Revis, you shouldn't be coming to the readiness checks and say to either Dr. Revis or me, well, I'm still working on this. You've got to have it to the best of your ability, everything ready when you meet with us.
We've just got 2 days we're meeting. And, that we're also having to meet with other students in other classes too. So just get it done. Don't sign up unless you know you're going to be done.
Right. And once you sign up, we don't have time for you to change your mind and say, well, once you sign up, we're going to hold you to that time. Is that fair, Dr. Revis?
Yes. Now, if you have an emergency or something, just
Right,
text us. Let us know.
right.
But
We
yeah,
understand that, but just because does not work. We've got, because time is of the essence,
and you guys have been the guinea pig this year. You know that.
right? But you've been good guinea pigs.
You've been great. I don't know how you've done all you've done, but
Yeah,
we talked to Dr. Stone last night and just said there's no way that our students can continue to do NCPPA work and the same level of coursework that we've been expecting them to do. They don't have enough time. And particularly this group, this cohort, because you've had to get ready and do the task 3 work or get everything done in order for you to be ready to do task 3 this summer.
yeah. You really have done a phenomenal job.
You have. Jennifer?
Okay, so I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I feel like the category documents, when I'm looking at them, is kind of vague. Like number one, background data, I get that. Teacher list is just a running list of every teacher in our school and their grade level.
Let me pull it up, Jennifer, okay?
Mm-hmm. I guess my number 5 is the one, what are the other materials other people are using?
Okay. Hold on just a
I,
second. Let's talk about it. Let me
Okay.
get down to it.
I was gonna.
Category, let's talk about category 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I feel good about
A lot
category
of this you're
1.
going to pull from your first semester, right? Or assignment 1, let's say, because you've got background information
Right.
about your school. You've got all the information about from tables and charts about how you selected your priority academic area and your target student group. Um, this right here came from the Massachusetts PAL stuff, just some ideas, demographic data, student achievement data, multiple years, and they use NWEA math assessments. I don't know what that is. These are like comments the scores gave. The candidate also provided the school culture survey data. You've got your North Carolina teacher working condition data and an extended narrative describing and analyzing the quantitative data. Okay. Now you can put narrative, is the way I understand it, in your category documents. So for example, if you have a table of your 3 to 5 years of data where you're putting it all together and you are showing that ELA is your target area, you can do a little narrative with it. All right, let's look at the other. You're right, a list of teacher or other staff groups existing in the school. Now, this is
That would
going to
not
be
be just, that wouldn't be just a list of teachers. I think Jennifer said, maybe I misunderstood you, Jennifer. It's not just a list of teachers, it's teacher groups.
right. So
like if they're listed by grade level, that would be their PLC group, just teacher A, teacher B, teacher C in kindergarten.
I would
If that's
say
how you do the PLC groups,
that again, Dr. Stedman.
said if that's how they do, some schools may do their PLCs differently. It's however the PLCs are identified at your school. That's what you're talking about. And that's just one thing, not just PLC groups. If there are other teacher groups,
There may
I
be
would think,
an
Dr.
in
Revis, like MTSS teams, um, if there's a team specifically for IEPs, any types of groups where teachers would be grouped together for a common purpose.
you've got a school
that like
improvement. You got a school,
team,
yeah, school improvement
Yep.
team.
your
Yeah.
And I would say things personally, me, what I would do is I would say every grade level at our school has a PLC that focuses on whatever. Uh,
Right.
so kindergarten PLC, parentheses, 4 teachers and 1 EC teacher. First grade, 5 teachers, da da da. And then I would go on and say, then we have a school improvement team consisting of,
Right.
and then we have an MTSS team that consists of these teachers plus it's a fluid group because whatever.
And, and you're not saying teacher A, teacher B, teacher C, because I mean, that would be redundant,
Yeah.
across. Like Dr. Revis said, doing it in a narrative form makes it much easier, I would think,
Okay,
and it
and
makes better sense.
that's what I was thinking. I just felt like it was busy work, and I didn't understand that. So you're saying write it in a narrative. That's
Right.
okay.
I would think so. I would think
Okay.
so. It does seem like
Jennifer,
busy work to me, but I think right here is the key, along with the rationale of how each group contributes to the school culture or professional learning. And, that to me, that's the key. But,
And that would be my focus. I would have a key focus in my narrative work
mhm.
about what what the goal is for that group or the goals are.
Katie, you started to ask a question?
Jennifer, I sent you mine so you can see an example if that's helpful.
Thank you.
All right,
I'm about
category 3. A list of the group building and discussion group protocols you use to facilitate your group. Now, you may have different protocols in all those different groups, and there's no way you can list them all. I would just say each PLC, when they come together, they decide on their own norms and protocols. I used in my PLC these. Okay. Agenda meetings for all group meetings. Now, I'm taking this to be your meetings that you held with your PLC for this work. Now, from all 6 meetings, that just happened to be how many meetings this reviewer saw. You may have, how many do you have, Jennifer? Group meetings, do you think?
Right now I've had 4,
Okay. Yeah, 4 or 5, I would
and
think
we're
would be the
getting
norm.
on spring break. So I was hoping to get one more in.
Yeah. And then category 5, other materials that are relevant to the work of the group that undertook, such as references for readings. Excuse me. Excuse me. Maybe you guys did some readings together. Maybe you guys looked at student work and examined some student work. Maybe you guys I know a lot of you talked about bringing the multilanguage learner teacher in to do a little brief session with your PLC, whatever. Yeah, I kind of consider this a catch-all. And then category 6, the group learning form that you used and a summary of findings. So
Right.
this person did a survey and reported some of the results verbatim. You've got to design this learning feedback form for your group. And remember, it's about the work of the group and about your leadership in
Right.
facilitating the group. It's twofold. So you can do a survey and then do some individual interviews if you want to, however you want to do it. Or you can do all individual interviews if you want to. But if you do only interviews, you've got to submit your interview questions with it in category 6.
Dr. Evans, I thought we weren't going to let them do surveys.
Um, I think for NCPPA they can.
They can do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I
Can you go
mean,
back to can you go back to category 5 again?
okay.
The other materials, if they revisited test scores or looked at, updates on test score, all of that would be counted in there too, wouldn't it, Dr.
Oh
Revis?
yeah.
So
And you
any
want
of
to
that
show,
that
you
you
want to
have
show
done,
that.
again, yes.
Yeah. And you want to show some growth with your students through the
Exactly.
time that you've been working with them.
So I would think the benchmark data, anything that you've done along the way that the school has done, that would be pertinent information there.
Mhm. And again, these are just examples. They're strong examples. North Carolina doesn't have any, and we're allowed to give you these. But other than that, there's not a lot of guidance we can do other than what we dig out of the handbook together. And I'm so proud of you guys because you have rolled your sleeves up and you know that handbook.
You do.
All right. Anything else? So again, you've got more work to do. You keep going with your CLP. You keep working with your teacher. Start doing all of your writing for your artifacts. And get ready for your readiness check. Your readiness checks are going to be, where did I put that? Readiness checks 426 and 28. And friends, if you, again, it's not just that we're being mean saying don't waste our time. If you're not ready by the 28th, you're not going to be ready to submit by the 30th. And Gardner Webb is going to push you to submit task 2 by the window closing. This is the closing window.
Dr. Revis, they may have heard this already, but you know you're the first. We of all the schools that have this type of program in North Carolina, we were the first, Gardner Webb, to submit your work. Task 1 was the first
Mm-hmm.
that the state saw and scored and looked at, and they were complimentary of what you have done. And Gardner Webb has been very complimentary of the work that you have done. So, continue setting the bars high, because you're setting the bars high. Because they will actually take your scores and they will norm the scores for all other groups after that. When you do task 2, your scores will norm North Carolina scores. And it's going to be the same thing when you do task 3. So you really have a lot to be proud of.
And I'm proud of you that you've hung in there this semester because it's been a lot
Yes.
of work. It's been
Yes.
a lot of work. And I'm so pleased with the quality of work. It just continues to amaze me.
And I'm going to be honest, I have learned a lot from you, from the students. I have learned a lot.
Well, you definitely challenge us. But we're becoming stronger instructors because of you. And so this group we've got now in the spring in 601, we are, we've learned some of the questions and we've tweaked some things.
Right.
All right, we've almost hit an hour. If you feel good about it, then you can sign off. If you got more questions, just stay with us. And if not, we will see you during our readiness checks. If you have questions, you can email us. Okay?
Or call me.
Right. Exactly.
Text me first and say, are you available? And then I'll let you know.
And I just want to say thank you to all the people that have already reached out. I do feel like we're already a little community and everybody's helping everybody. So I appreciate that.
That's great, Jennifer. Thank you.
Yes.
Nicole and Katie and Roslyn. And so everybody, thank you.
Okay, Nicole?
Oh, I have questions. I'm staying on, so I didn't know if
Okay,
you wanted me to start.
okay.
I have a question. So for category 5, and I've been trying to tab everything, this cute little binder and everything between task 2 and task 3. I have, my community of practice and what they're working on and what they're doing. I've been collecting the lesson plans, student work samples from things. We're going to use our NC check-in is how we built some of my stuff to go on, and then we're using the NC check-in that comes back on 4/16 for that. I'm going to have all that. Is that the stuff that kind of needs to go into category 5?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know we have to take, I plan on like blacking out the students' names, of course, copying the
Mhm.
teacher's original stuff, then blacking out the student names and everything. But that's how I'm going to make my charts and stuff for, I think it was task 2, artifact 2, whichever one had the chart on it.
Right.
But
Yes.
that's some of the stuff we need for category 5, because
Exactly.
I've been a little panicky on category 5 about what that specifically needs.
You're on target.
And also for our community of practice, we planned on meeting a lot more than we did, but I will say some of our community practices got canceled because, to be completely honest, my principal had a death in the family, and it was kind of all hands on deck for like a good 3 weeks. So I have about 3 community of practices right now for meetings. Would you suggest me having like 1 or 2 more to add for that, for the stuff? I know we're going to continue on, but for the samples, make sure we
If
have
you
these
can
2
get
more.
it in, if you can
Yeah,
get them
okay.
in, I would say at least 4.
Okay. I think I feel somewhat better because I've been panicky about task 2. I feel good about task 3, but not task 2, to be honest.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And I already sent my Google form out for the teachers to get back to me. I filled out a lot of questions. There's a lot of rating scales. There's some short answer questions. There's some charts they have to fill out in terms of how they feel about me as a facilitator overall. It's like a good 17 questions to go into a Google sheet to get back to me. So hopefully they'll get back in a timely manner.
And guys, you can share that with each other. That's fine. If you've already done something you want to share, you can. Now, I would say this, don't copy somebody's work verbatim, because the reviewers may pick up on that. But if you want to see an example of what Nicole did for her survey, ask to see it. Just don't copy it.
Well, I will say Nicole's category 2 that she just sent me was amazing. The teacher list.
Thank you.
It was really good. So
Right.
Bravo.
When I write it like I actually put like the headers and the footers and like write it like it's going to be turned in. Like I just want it that much, and then tweak it if necessary.
Right. Okay, guys. Jennifer, you need to stay after class.
no, I think I'm good. Thank you.
I love you, Jennifer.
Love you, Dr. Justice.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. We'll be in touch.